It's hard to avoid the fact that something is happening to our environment. Climate change is now having major and measurable impacts on many of our lives, societies, and businesses. And climate change is just the most talked about symptom of a broad range of environmental challenges which will leave no one, no business untouched. How is all of this going to affect your business? And what should you do about it? There's a line being drawn between those businesses that still believe that they can continue to conduct business as usual and those businesses that understand what's happening and see not only the threats, but also the opportunities that are always inherent in a crisis. This program is about moving beyond that line, about seizing the moment and using our environmental challenges as a powerful business driver. For we are entering an era where there are enormous opportunities for innovation and business development. Not in business as usual, but in business beyond the line.
We're changing so fundamentally all processes on the planet, and of course the largest one, and unfortunately the only one we're debating, is climate change. That humans are warming the planet to a point where the functions of the planet change. But increasingly, more and more science shows that that is just one among many processes where we are so fundamentally changing things that the urgency, if anything, is even larger than what is suggested from the climate science alone.
What's happening in the environment right now presents big risks for companies, but also big opportunities. Over the last few years, we've seen a huge uptick in corporate sustainability and environmental efforts. I believe that this is not a trend. It's a real business initiative that's driven by true business drivers that make sense for companies. It's not a nice to have, it's not a moral awakening that's happening within these companies. It is the realization that environmental management, sustainability initiatives can drive value.
I think if you look at the companies that have the best bottom line today, the ones that have the greatest stock value, increasingly you're going to see that there's an overlay to the companies that are being innovative on environmental strategies and going green. And knowing that's the case, that this is going to be the thing that is going to be best for you and your business across all stakeholders, your employees, your customers, your investors, that basically you want to just keep on looking for what's out there and what's next.
We will not solve this alone as business itself, but we cannot solve it without responsible business taking its share of the commitment and the innovation and the investment and the enthusiasm and the leadership and the management skills and the best practice transfer to a low-carbon economy, to a world where nature is in the middle and we are dependent on it and nature is respected.
In many ways, climate change is like the internet. For business, it arrives one day, it gets bigger every year, it never goes away, and you have to learn to make money from it, or you're going to get eaten for lunch.